Hey everyone, my name is Josh, and in this video I'm going to be sharing with you guys a couple of ways that you can keep your local business alive during COVID-19. Now I know a lot of local businesses are closing, like hair salons, barber shops and all of that. And so I'm going to be sharing with you kind of some ideas as to how you can keep your business alive and how you can actually grow it during this time. Because there's a lot of interesting points which I'm going to go over, and I think you guys are going to really like it. So the first thing to keep in mind is branding is everything, and you want to reflect, you want to reflect on and think about your current marketing strategy. What are you doing? Are you doing, direct marketing, or are you doing brand marketing? Which one are you investing more in? Now, direct marketing is more of, trying to get people kind of towards you, or kind of reaching out. Actually, you're trying to reach out to people. And it's a lot of actually what our agency here at JCSURGE does. We do a lot of direct marketing, online marketing particularly, like SEO, social media advertising, and website design. But brand marketing is also very, very important when it comes to showing who you are. So the second thing that I want to point out is, what do you believe in? Okay, what do you believe in? What do you stand by? What values do you stand by? Now, Nike did a really good job with the whole Colin Kaepernick situation about, I think it was a couple years back. Now, whether or not you agree with what was going on and, whose side was right and stuff like that, Nike did a really brilliant job, and I got this idea from Seth Godin. Basically, and if you don't know who Seth Godin is, I highly, highly encourage you to check him out. And he is brilliant when it comes to marketing. And basically what he talks about is how, Nike, their main goal was to separate us from them. And it's a similar situation that every business owner needs to think about, is what separates me, my beliefs, from someone else. Because at the end of the day, when you have a more targeted, specific type of group of people you like to work with, you're gonna realize that you're gonna enjoy working a lot more than if you're working with people that, like, occasionally you just don't like. For me, my beliefs and what I stand by are communication and information. So I want to be always communicating with a client. That's my main thing, is I want to keep a steady stream and a pipeline of communication going. And I also want to be informing them everything that's going on. Now, maybe not boring them to death with technical terms, but essentially I want to say, hey, I'm going to be here not only as your service provider, but as an educator, so that you can understand what's going on with your online marketing. And those are my beliefs. My beliefs are, that communication and information are everything. And now other people value other things more, like loyalty or commitment and stuff like that. For me, communication and communication and information are the biggest. And so again, you want to think about, what do you really believe in? What values do you have in your business? And are you able to envision clients, customers sharing the same belief as you? And so that's why I think the whole Nike ad with Colin Kaepernick was just brilliant. So the next thing is, when everyone pulls out of marketing, you got to go all in. Okay, so everyone's pulling their money out of their marketing, and for the most part, it's because they're spending a lot of money on direct marketing. When someone else pulls out of the market, it means that, they're panicking. A lot of people, for example, in the marketing industry or in the SEO industry, were doing this as like a part-time thing. They were doing, kind of as a side hustle to get them a couple extra bucks, and they're just not committed to it. You see, this is my life. I live by this agency every single day. I get up at about 5:45 in the morning, right off of the bed that's literally right next to my computer, and this is my life. So I'm not quitting, right? And the same thing, if you're an HVAC, if you're a dentist, if you're a lawyer, if you're an accountant, and this is your life, and this is not like a temporary thing, then you got to invest everything you can, because right now people are pulling out. All the part-timers, all the side hustlers, they're all pulling out, and now is your chance to get that, to get that traffic and that traction that you really want and that you deserve. So it doesn't mean that you have to invest all of your money, but I would invest time and effort into things that matter. So things that matter, this could be very different for different people. Some people say that, hey, it's going to matter more if I have a nice website because I already have a lot of traction going on. Or some people are going to invest in their social media presence because they want to build that community. Whatever it might be, you want to invest your time and effort into those things that matter. And now that we don't really go outside much anymore, we kind of have more time. We have more free time to do these things that are really important to our online presence. And again, everyone else is pulling out. All the part-timers are pulling out. All of the hustlers who are doing this, Sundays and Tuesdays and Thursdays. They're all pulling out. So when your competition starts to shake, just be solid and go for it and put your time and resources into what matters. And what matters is ensuring the longevity of your online presence. So I would use SEO and online marketing to the max. So search engine optimization, for those of you that don't know, it's all about ranking higher in the organic search or in any sort of search engine. Now, the ones that our agency focuses on is Google, particularly Google Maps and Google Organic Search. Google gets about 3.5 billion searches a day, and they love to see content. They love sites that have a lot of content. So if you're, for example, again, an HVAC or an accountant or someone who has maybe 6-7 pages on your site, you gotta get those numbers up. Now, for example, I'm not interested in building 10 pages because my competitor only has 8. No, I'm interested in building maximum amount of pages so that I can squander my competition, and so that way I can provide as much value and as much information as possible. Because remember, that's one of my values. That's one of the things that I believe in, is information. So that's why I'm making videos like this. I'm kind of redoing my channel because I want to create a channel and a brand around information and communication. So Google wants to see sites that have a lot of content. If you have maybe 10 pages, create 20. If you have 20 pages, create 100. Get as much content as possible, and I'll get to kind of how you can get some content in the next slide. But your article should be about 800 to 1900 words. Now, admittedly, the more the better, but I found that 800 words usually does a solid for most local business pages. So if you're a plumber and you do maybe hydrojetting, for example, it's good to have about 800 pages because statistically those are going to be the best when it comes to local businesses. 1900 words are more for national. So if you're writing a blog on, for example, how to learn Hebrew or how to learn Yiddish, I run a second channel and that's kind of what I'm focusing on as well, then for national keywords, 1900 or close to the 1900 mark is a lot better. And don't, this is one thing I really, it kind of is, it's silly, is don't blog and post just for the sake of blogging and posting. Have a specific purpose in mind. Do some keyword research, look at who's already ranking, and try and find some content that they're, posting, and maybe see if you can make it better. I have a full checklist in my description below of this video, so you can check it out. It's going to give you everything you need as to what kind of content you should be posting and how to kind of find the keywords and what you should be doing with your blog to make sure that it's optimized for search engines. And remember, you're trying to bring your brand and your values and your beliefs, not just your logo. Okay, so yes, you can slap your logo on everywhere, but your brand, the experience, the value that you provide, that's incredibly important. It's more important, in fact, in my opinion, than just slapping on your logo and then making it look like, oh, it came from XYZ company. I want to basically, for example, in my company, I don't want to just throw in my JCSURGE logo everywhere and just call it, my own brand, but rather give the experience, give the content that I believe is important. So that's it for slide 3. And for slide 4, you want to create engaging and relevant content. So building off of the third slide, observe and take a look at what problems your customers are having and try and imagine what it's like to be in their shoes. For example, if you're maybe an accountant and your customers are all, business owners, you're doing small business accounting, and these business owners, they work from 6 a.m. to like 10 p.m. They're swamped with work. They've got no time to look at their taxes or their bookkeeping, and they're confused as hell. It's maybe frustration, confusion. Really think about and try and even like emotionalize the types of feelings that they're having and convey that feeling in your marketing efforts. So, that's why obviously marketing companies and marketing agencies spend so much money researching, putting money into psychology or in researching kind of human emotion, because you want to be able to convey that emotion in your marketing efforts, and somehow, whether it's through visuals, through audio, or through content like written content, express that feeling and make it resonate with them, right? And you want to produce as much content as you can. So producing videos, infographics, as we have posters here, blogs, any sort of thing, podcasts, whatever it is. You want to produce that type of content around the issue that your customers are typically having. And then you want to be able to convey that with a specific emotion during either your branding efforts or in your direct marketing efforts. So if you see ads that, there's kids or something playing by a car, and then the car stops right in front of the kid, and then maybe it's for auto insurance or something like that. You want to basically give that feeling of maybe like panic, right? Why should you buy auto insurance? Well, a mother sees their kid, for example, about to get hit, and then you're about to hit someone's kid. You're thinking, oh my God, you stomp on the brakes, and then now you have that feeling of like panic or something like that. So you want to have a clear idea as to what your customers are feeling and how you can convey that. Now, lastly, I would use Quora and Reddit to get started on basic issues. You can go on Quora and you can just type in something like, this is what I do for my clients. I type in stuff like SEO, and people ask, how much does SEO cost? Is SEO worth it? What is SEO? All those things. And it really helps you get started with some ideas, and same with Reddit. The reason why I choose these two is because these two are generic. You can pretty much insert any sort of topic and you'll get some response. You'll get some questions. Now with other specific forums, if you know any that kind of are maybe home improvement forums and stuff like that, and you're a plumber, you're an HVAC or electrician or something, you can definitely use those. But again, Quora and Reddit are great places to just get started. And lastly, don't be afraid to ask for help. If you're in need of help, you gotta go out and ask. Don't be an asshole and try and do this whole pride thing like, oh, I'm a proud business owner, I'm on my own, I'm independent, I don't need anyone's help. Listen, we all need help at the end of the day eventually. And because COVID is a crazy time, we're in a crazy time right now because of COVID, it's perfectly okay if you go up to maybe a past client or a past whoever and just say, hey, I'm really hurting right now. Or you don't even have to say that. You can just say, hey, business is a little slow, can you help me out? Maybe share my posts and stuff like that. And again, we're all in this together. So if you are a decent human being and you do decent things, right, and you stick with your values, chances are you're going to find people that are going to help you share your values. So for instance, I value, again, information and communication, and so I want to get people that also value that to share my posts. And so that's pretty much it. If you have any questions about online marketing, you can shoot me an email at info@jcsurge.com, or you can leave a comment below and I'll try and answer any questions that you have. And with that being said, I wish you guys much health and safety during this time, and I'll see you guys in my next video.